Time for another grammatically correct production from GrammarOnline.org.
Alright, welcome to lesson 17.1. This is on linking verbs. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into figuring out when you use linking verbs, how you use them, what their function is within your sentences, things like that. So, moving on. Some verbs do actions. We've already talked about action verbs earlier on. Typically these are physical actions that can be seen within your sentence, where it's like eat or run, or if you're grooving or celebrating or smiling or aggravating or crying. These action words, though, don't always help us convey everything that we need to. Sometimes we need words that just help us link information within our sentences. And that is precisely what a linking verb does. A linking verb just links stuff. It links your subject to other words within the sentence. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, but how does one know the difference between a linking verb and an action verb then? Let's find out. One of the most common forms of a linking verb is the verb to be. And it can be conjugated, as you see in the chart here. You have singular and plural pronouns listed. And then in green, you have your present forms of to be. And then in purple, you have your past tense forms of to be. And we could go through each and every instance and list those out. But what you really need to know is that to be can be conjugated into 5 very common linking verbs. All right? And they are listed here for you. Just ignore that chart and know this. These are the 5 linking verbs you should know. Am, are, is, was, were. Okay? Am, are, is, was, were are the 5 most common linking verbs that you will see within your writing and your reading. Now, I want you to say that to yourself, I don't know, like 10 times. No, seriously, I want you to say it 10 times to yourself. The more you repeat it, the more it's cemented in your brain. You are way more likely to remember this. So take a second. It may make you feel silly, but say it to yourself anyway. Am, are, is, was, were. Am, are, is, was, were. Am, are, is, was, were. Those are your linking verbs. Alright? Doesn't mean that list is exhaustive, but those are the 5 absolutely most common linking verbs you will see. Alright. Now that you've repeated it, Scout's honor, we're going to go ahead and move on. Here are a couple of examples that are going to show how you use a linking verb, like how its function is different from a action verb within your sentence. So the first example says the people were raucous, meaning that they were probably really excited or really loud or really crazy. Maybe it was a concert or a rally or something like that. So my subject in this sentence is people. I'm going to underline that because they are who my sentence is about. Now, one of my linking verbs, am, are, is, was, were, there's were. I'm going to highlight it. Now, what's happening here, a linking verb, again, does the function of linking my subject to other words within the sentence. Since I have the word raucous, raucous is doing the job of describing the people. Okay? So, what's happening here is were is just linking this predicate adjective back to the people. So the people were raucous. Raucous is describing those people. And that's the function of my linking verb. It's really that easy. So, there are 2 more examples here. Take a second, pause your screen, and go ahead and work on these yourself. And think about, okay, what's my subject? What's my linking verb? And what information is being linked that's helping to describe or give more information about my subject of the sentence? Alright, so for your first one, she is your subject of the sentence, and was is one of those linking verbs that we were just talking about. Now, this could be a little tricky, so make sure you're paying attention here. It says she was the captain of the team. Now, which noun in your predicate is being linked back to she? Was she the team, or was she the captain? If you said that she was the captain, then you're doing a great job. Alright? Captain is what's being linked back to she. Alright? She was not the whole team. In this case, team and of the team, this is functioning as a prepositional phrase. So I'm just going to cross right through that. So she was the captain. Captain is the noun that's referring back to she. Down here it says, I am the smartest student on earth. Someone thinks highly of themselves. I is my subject. I'm going to underline that. And am or is, was, were, is one of my linking verbs. And then it says, I am the smartest student on earth. So I have all these words that are out here in my predicate right now. The question is, what's referring back to I? Okay? So again, this could be a little tricky because I've got more than just one or two words in my predicate. Smartest is actually referring to student. It's describing what type of student you are. So that's not going to work. The, again, same kind of function, is operating as an article for student. On earth, same thing. As before in the previous example, it's a prepositional phrase. We're going to cross that out. So I am, student is the noun that's referring back to I. Okay, so am is doing the job of linking I and student. Student is giving me more information about who I am. Alright, so again, the function of a linking verb is that it links information in the predicate back to your subject. And in the next video, we're going to be looking at examples of other types of linking verbs besides am, are, is, was, were.